I'm back, baby. Guide time. Hello, back. Sorry to my fallen comrades. 2 whole years to get the next installment. And I'm talking about the thick, voluptuous QR. You saw the title of the video. Qhira, Q-tip, tribe, cool quest. I'm going to be calling her Qhira for this whole video. Rage, hate me, I don't care. I'm going to call her Qhira. Now, Qhira is probably the most steroid-induced 50 energy drink ADHD Drift King Hots has ever made. Like, it shouldn't belong here. Qhira is a melee assassin who will hunt you down aggressively like a Ford Escort, blasting gas at maximum volume. Gas, I'm gonna step on the gas and be a Now, surprising for a melee assassin, you don't play her in the mid lane, you play her in the top lane. I'm sorry, but for a character that has no health, incredible mobility, and a complete reliance on landing abilities, you might see the hazy confusion of where this character would actually belong. Now, Qhira's ability revolves around Blood Rage. It's a passive where her basic attacks and abilities make stacks thing there for damage. Carnage, which is a skill shot that deals more damage and applies more stacks the closer you are to your enemy. So remember, kids, don't let strong, independent women get close to you, or you'll be hurt more. Now pair this with her W again, Blood Rage, that when she can pop it, she will then deal damage and heal herself a quite considerable amount. So besides being also a depressed realm bounty hunter, she's also a vampire. But the more stacks that you have, the more damage and the more healing you will do. So remember, kids, the more people you hurt, the better you will feel. Thanks, Blizzard. And next one is Revolving Sweep, which just doesn't sound as cool as Carnage and Blood Rage. Though being her most funnest ability, flinging out a skill shot, landing it, stunning the target, and then begins to drift, Tokyo style, around for 2.5 seconds. She can reactivate it to deal damage and stun the target once again. But when drifting around the target, you become unstoppable, untargetable, and evade or basic attack. But if the target becomes unstoppable, you get placed wherever your janky ability has put you. So, thank you, Riot, Blizzard, Activision, for making an entire season where everybody had unstoppable, because that was fun, wasn't it? Sorry, old wounds. But I'm going to have to quickly leave for 1 second to read off all the other things that can also make her E randomly stop. It can also be invulnerable, status, time stop, if the target instantly moves further than 10 units from Qhira's current location. So basically this means if a Li Ming teleport goes, you're going with, but if a Zeratul blinks, you're not going with. But her E doesn't need to be reactivated. You can use your D to fling away like Spider-Man. No, it's a grappling hook. Filthy animals. I see you, Rule 34. Oh, does the other want to be that in? No, her D. Grappling hook. This was the point in time where everyone was getting a grappling hook. World of Warcraft, Assassin's Creed, Yanan. Your D, when lands, does damage, and then when you hit the target, does damage again, and does a small knockback. Or you can click it on to any wall or surface to fling yourself. Now to move on to the big guns. Not deluded. Unrelenting strike. Swing your sword around like a ballerina, dealing damage and applying stacks, and then stun at the end of it. You will most likely not get this popped off, unfortunately. Usually people stun you because you're in melee range. But if it works, it works and does wonders. And you usually get a second E off if you get it to work. At level 20, it silences. And that is just, mwah, crisp. You win getting, But the other alt is maybe preferable. Finally strike. Which is basically her Q, but she puts it into the ground and it goes further and does more damage to people under half health. It's not as fun, but it is very effective. Now, Qhira has 3 builds, and don't let your whiny friends tell you that she only has one build that really works. Shut up. You play your sub-tier hero as any way of fashion that you want to. Be proud of your sub-tier hero with below 50% win rate. You be proud. The 3 builds. The first one, you edgy Linkin Park fan you, which is basically you revolve around her W, dealing more damage and heal more. This build does incredibly strong team fight sustain damage. If there is a long team mass fight, you bet this boy will do you the job. It will win you the game. It's good. Second build is probably my favorite one, but you rarely get to use it, which revolves around Carnage, which you get to fling it out as much and get it off cooldown as much and deal more damage with it, and it slows and you can E and it does more damage and it heals you, and it's really good against melee boys. Melee boys, you want to be hitting them melee boys. You want to hit on them thick melee boys with this. If there's a bunch of ranged people, no. But with the thick melee boys, with the big, magnifique. You get to choose the R with the swingy and does stunning, and then silence, and then E. It's truly the best one. Never get to use it. And then the one that I preferably use the most, which is her basic attack build, which makes you into a sort of bruiser, and the one you'll most likely use because in quick play or ranked, no matter where you are, people will go, Qhira is a good bruiser. You can go bruiser. This means I can take a 3rd DPM. Yes. No. She works better as assassin, but never mind. But this is the one you'll usually be taking. Makes her into a god duelist and makes her into a god of a solo laner. She does fantastic 1v1s. You will be surprised by how much damage she does. And this is probably the one where you said over and over again, why the fuck is this Qhira so fucking strong in my lane? She is overpowered. But then you could take her to a team fight. She's almost completely fucking useless. It's the one that you usually have to take. It's fun. It gets results. Pros and cons of Qhira. She has fantastic mobility. She, in long team fights, will do you God's work. Long team fights, she will do you wonders for that bleed damage. And she just heals and fights and heals in a cooldown. Magnifique. Can solo lane or team fight, slightly flexible. Strong early, and it's go, gas, now. Running through the 90s. How many more of these jokes can I make? You just go now. Then she's also very strong late if you take the Unrelenting Strike one, because the silence on that will surprise your enemy when you just fling yourself into them and start silencing them, because they will always be in the stack. But besides that, if you take Final Strike, you're not going to be that strong late. You want to be ending games early, because the cons, I cannot repeat how much she hates CC. She is CC. She hates CC. Any form of CC where she's down for 1 second and not moving around, dip, and dodging, you're dead. You frickin' dead. Kinda weak mid game. I mean, for God's sake, that is not a mid game. She really needs walls. Her D. If you're having to escape. If you have like no walls and there's only one wall, the enemy will figure out where you're going to D to and will come and mess you. Diablo is not your friend. You D to a wall, he goes, hello. Yeah, don't. And the last con is you need to land your E. Because if you miss your E, you die. And that is just the reliance of her. If you miss your E, you're dead. If you land your E, you're a god. And that's just as simple as that. Take away. I've had to do this recording twice. Fuck you. Qhira is incredibly difficult to learn. If you mess up once, you die and you'll get turned off by the hero. She cannot do CC. She dies to it. She belongs in League of Legends. But by God, is she the funnest hero. She's so enjoyable. She swings around. She hits people. She's in and out of combat. She's very go, go, go. And if you're like me and just like go in, fight now, you'll love her. That's what I'm going to say. And what I'm going to say is that, you know, I'm hooked. Grapple hook. So if you want something a little bit more challenging, you're too much of a god at the game and you want something a little bit more challenging, try Qhira. She's hella fun. She may not be a top tier meta hero, but by God, she will do you wonders for your fun. Hey guys, end of the video, no more jokes. Everything done. As I said, I've had to record this twice because camera. But no, find me on Twitch. We'll do a poll and we can choose which hero you'd like for me to do next. Thank you all, Twitch fans, Disibil gang, Council, you know what I'm talking about. All of you who don't, gotta come to the stream. Know the memes. Please. Please. But thank you. Enjoy. Follow. Scribble.